Hi, I'm Dr. Nixon, and welcome to Healing Peak Regenerative Medicine's Longevity channel. And this week I want to talk about different types of back pain and maybe where they're coming from and what you can do about it at home. And so the first one I want to address is low back pain. So that's going to be kind of around your belt line, and maybe a few inches above that would be considered low back pain. And typically, some easy things you can do about that is stretch your hamstrings. Often, low back pain, chronic, even severe low back pain can be coming from tight calves and hamstrings. And if you incorporate some daily stretches into your regimen right when you get up out of bed and before you go to bed, so twice a day, right when you get up, or part of your morning routine, drink your coffee, have some stretches, and then again before you go to bed, then you may find that in and of itself relieves significant amounts of low back pain, and it often gets overlooked. And I see a lot of people coming in with MRIs and x-rays diagnosed with arthritis when maybe that's not really why. And often we blame arthritis for a lot of different things, and in many cases, or at least half the time, it's actually not what's causing the pain, and the pain can be addressed in other ways. And so it's part of my job to help patients understand where their pain is coming from and what can we do besides surgery to help relieve that pain. And more often than not, there's many things that we can do, and it's a combination of those things that really makes the patient successful in relieving their low back pain. So stretch your quads, stretch your hamstrings, and stretch your calves, and see if that helps your low back pain. And then the other thing I'll say about low back pain is that often sciatica is this kind of big term, and we misclassify it. And sciatica is just a name of a symptom. So the sciatic nerve is a huge nerve running from your low back down to your feet, and it's a huge cord. I mean, it is a big nerve. And when it's in pain, you're going to know it. It has a radiating quality, and so typically it will radiate from the middle of the buttocks down to the feet or just down to the knee. But in order for it to actually be sciatica, it must radiate down. If it's radiating up or it's not radiating and it's just staying in one spot, you do not have sciatica. And so I just wanted to clarify that, because oftentimes people come in and say, oh, I have sciatica, but once I've questioned them about a few things, it turns out it's not sciatica. And low back pain can feel a lot like that, but I wouldn't say it often isn't, but unless it's radiating down your leg, it typically is not sciatica. So those are the main little tidbits. I know that sounds kind of simple. Also, drink a lot of water. So the discs between your vertebrae, they're primarily made of water, and so they're kind of like marshmallows or grapes. And if you don't drink enough water, or you're drinking coffee a lot or alcohol, and you're, decreasing the amount of hydration in your body, then those discs are going to shorten, and that creates less space between your vertebrae, and then that squishes your nerves, and that creates more pain. So drink a bunch of water and make sure to stretch, and that could really, really improve your low back pain dramatically. And you may not need anything else, and it may kind of be pointless to do a bunch of imaging and take pain medication, because you can fix it. So then I'll say mid-back pain, so kind of like right at the bottom of your ribs, not quite upper back. Typically, that pain is coming from a weakened core. So and core doesn't mean abs. It doesn't mean go do a bunch of crunches. It does, that's part of it, but it's not, core actually has a lot to do with the obliques, which is a thin muscle that creates our waistline. And there's a lot of ways to strengthen that. And then it also has to do with our diaphragm and our pelvic floor. And so we have our pelvic floor is a bunch of thin muscles, a group of them that kind of hold our entire abdominal cavity into one space. And then our diaphragm sits in between our lungs and our intestines, and that muscle allows us to breathe, right? But it's this plate inside that actually kind of is the internal joist to the entire core. And so if that diaphragm is not strong, and then also you have a weak core due to an injury or, poor posture with your job, or just, prolonged sitting or being sedentary for a long time, all these things can contribute to that kind of mid-back pain feeling. And the things you can do to help with that are strengthen core. And you may notice right away. So assisted side planks, there are lots of ways to modify these things. Full planks, these are just some kind of general things, typically yoga poses. And then cat-cow, which is actually a breathing, it's a really simple, really easy, not going to mess it up, not going to injure yourself exercise, which is fantastic for strengthening core. And, you're going to inhale and arch your back and exhale and then let your back kind of slouch. And so it's like one of them looks like a cow and then the other one looks like a cat. So look up cat-cow exercises and do the inhale and exhalation together with the video. There's going to be a million of them on YouTube. And doing that a couple times a day, maybe 30 times twice could also really help improve your core, because you're kind of contracting your core every time that you exhale or inhale, and you're also stretching too. So that's a really, really nice exercise for that. And then for upper back pain, meaning your rhomboids, so this area here, often that is sore because of poor posture or ergonomics while you're at your workstation. It can also be because you do things like crochet or a lot of stuff in front of your body like this. And so your pecs become short, your rhomboids become long. And so and they're contracted, but they're long, right? And so what we need to do to fix that is to, is to open up our chests and stretch our pec majors and pec minors. So you can do the stretch. I'm not totally in the video here, but you lean into the doorway, and a lot of you know this one. There is a proper way to do this, so watch a video, but basically look up door pec stretch, and you're going to hold your arm on the door where you see my hand over here, and you're going to lean in and kind of rotate, and you'll feel a stretch right here. And then you can move up to 45 degrees, and and do the same thing again, and that is going to stretch your pec minor. And so you're going to want to do that on both sides. And then the other thing you'll need to do is start strengthening your rhomboids. So you can lean over, get some barbells or just some little weights, cans of soup if you feel really like you want to start slow, and hold them like this, and then you're going to do flies. You're going to shorten that rhomboid and you're going to open that chest. And doing those simple exercises daily can really, really make a huge difference. And so I just kind of wanted to address, upper back pain, thoracic pain, and then mid back pain, a couple exercises for that. And then what you can do for low back pain. Water is going to help all of those things. And then also getting an ergonomic workstation set up. If you've never heard of that, Google it. Typically, some companies will offer that, like the human resources will send someone over to your workstation or now to your house to address how you're set up ergonomically. And now with all of us working at home, there's a huge demand for that, and a lot of people have moved to their kitchen tables or don't have an office, and they're not sitting in a desk chair, or they're standing, but it's at a table or a counter. It's not a real conducive situation to be doing that every single day. And so, it needs to be addressed. And so just check out your company and see maybe if they'll send someone over or they'll get you a new work chair for home, because, that's where you are now, if you're not going back to work anytime soon. So those are my tips for today, you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Please like or subscribe to my channel, or you can give us a call at 206-899-6000 if you'd like a consult or to schedule an appointment. Remember, we can do them out of state. You don't have to be in Washington State to schedule. And that's it. And please follow me at Instagram at Dr. Amber Nixon. Thank you.